If you Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom! Woo!
And this is show number 116. Georgia is 2-0 on the season after a pretty sloppy win over the Austin Peay Governors. Final score 28-6. Adam, we're here. We won the game, and that's really all that matters.
You're dang right, Clark. We won the game 2-0, man, and heading into SEC play this week, I'm excited. You know, the season right now is in full swing, heading into Knoxville for, I can't remember the last time we opened up with Tennessee for SEC play. It's been a long time, I feel like. So, one thing I'm excited to see what we have when we go to Knoxville, man. I mean, kind of right now, we talked about it the past couple episodes, and with these games, it's neither as good as you think it is or as bad as you think it is, man. And obviously, a lot to unpack for what we saw on Saturday, the whole Georgia football hemisphere and message boards and everything. Of course, a lot of opinions out there and a lot that can be rightfully said their opinion in some scenarios. But here at Row 6, we're glass half full, man. We're glass half full, and I can't wait to kind of talk about our thoughts of what we saw on Saturday, what needs to improve, and what was exciting going forward into a big-time showdown in Knoxville, Tennessee this Saturday. Let's crank it up, baby.
Let's do it. On this episode, like you mentioned, Adam, we're going to be talking about Georgia versus Austin Peay. We've got a weekly concession stands report, the Gameday Atmosphere, Clark's Fun Facts. We've got a breakdown of Georgia's offense, defense, and special teams. And then towards the end, we'll talk about the new AP poll, new rankings, and some teams have shifted up and down, including your Georgia Bulldogs. So we'll talk about that later. And then last but certainly not least, we've got our last week's games that we'll talk about from our pick'em. So a lot of stuff to unpack here. It's going to be fun. Buckle up, buckle in, one or the other.
There we go. Enjoy the ride, man.
Enjoy the ride. All right. So let's start with this, Adam, right quick. I want to shout out somebody, Mr. TJ
Give
Whitten.
TJ a hand. Everybody where you're at, give TJ a hand.
Yeah, unless you're driving. TJ became a Row 60 patron this past week, and we want to shout him out. He also won, I think he's third place winner, which sounds not so great, but third place in a group of about 75 people in our Pick'em League last year. He placed third, and so he wanted to become a patron instead of getting the gift card.
Hey,
that's pretty smart. So we might do that in the future as well.
Great call by TJ right there. Love that kind of kind of deciding, hey, can I instead of getting a gift card, can I become a patron? And that, so absolutely, TJ. Glad to have you on board, man. Thank you for your support. Excited that you got on early in the season and get to catch all the action as it's about to ramp up going into conference play. Yeah,
we got a lot of ideas for Tennessee.
And on the road as well.
We're going to make, hopefully, a vlog this week for patrons. Yeah.
Are we? Good.
I might open it up to everybody. Our patrons will definitely get to see it first.
A little early access.
Yeah.
Good.
But I do want to release that. I think it's going to be fun to sort of document that experience and showcase what that stadium, what the fans, what the atmosphere is like on a game day up in Knoxville, Tennessee. So if you're not on Patreon yet and you want to unlock exclusive Row 60 content, just visit patreon.com/Row60, or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60. It's just $5 a month, and we reinvest every single penny back into Row 60 and the podcast to make more content and to show you guys more stuff. So, go join us.
Do it, baby.
All right, let's go back to last Saturday. Start with the game day atmosphere, Adam. It was one of the weirdest games I've ever attended. Would you say the same?
Yeah, absolutely, man. A good family game to bring the kids to and everything again for the second week in a row. Last week you had the excitement of not seeing Georgia football for 8 months, right, Clark? So it didn't matter who they teed it up against. It was going to be excited to be back in Sanford Stadium, see the people that you haven't seen since the Georgia Tech game last Black Friday, right? And catch up with them. So you have that, but then you're going into another week where you're playing another no-name opponent where you're still excited because we love Georgia football, right? But the buzz and the energy is just different compared to what it is when it'll be when the Alabamas, the Texas, the Ole Misses of the world come into town. So you already kind of getting that second week in a row having to play a lesser opponent on week 2, and that kind of set the tone early, I believe. And also with the weather and the change and the delay as well.
I was about to say, I mean, we woke up that morning. I was watching College Game Day, and I was like, I called you, and I said, Adam, this game has been moved up an hour. And you thought I was joking.
I thought you were joking. I was like, Clark's just pulling a fast one here, trying to get me all rattled early Saturday morning and everything. But sure enough, I started looking on the message boards and everything, and then emails start going out, and it's been moved to 2:30. And first time I've ever, in all my time going to Georgia football games, remember a game being moved the day of, like, up. Yeah, you have to go there, right? I mean, South Carolina in 2016, it was moved to a Sunday, right? But I know we've been delayed. I've sat in a stadium in South Carolina in 2014 for a long delay there before kickoff, but don't remember that ever happening in Sanford Stadium. I remember rain games, 2015 Alabama, it rained, but I don't remember a delay. It was just rain. I remember 2009 Arizona State was a straight monsoon. I think North Texas in 2013, there was some good rain. 19 Kentucky. A&M.
Oh, well, Kentucky too. Yeah, A&M, I think it rained.
That is right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kentucky definitely did.
Yeah, so, definitely been some rain games, but as far as being delayed for the time period that it was in Sanford Stadium, I can't remember that right off the top of my head.
It was wild.
Definitely added a different element to it as far as bumping the game up also, and then the hour and a half or so delay that you get at halftime as well.
Yeah. The stadium, I would say, was about it might have been about 80% full at kickoff. If you were there, you saw there are a lot of empty seats still, and thankfully the seat backs, they're red, so it looks like fans are sitting in seats, which is good.
That's right.
But if you really look close, I mean, there were a lot of empty seats, and I think a lot of that had to do with the weather, and then obviously the time change and whatnot, and then
the opponent,
yeah, for sure.
That's fine.
And then it dropped to about, I'd say, 20% after the rain delay. And that place just emptied out, and makes sense, right? I mean, when you sit there for 2 hours, just about with the delay, I mean, my gosh, I mean, and you don't want to get struck by lightning. Chances are you're probably just going to leave the stadium and just watch it on the way home or something.
Absolutely.
Which makes total sense.
Especially a game like that where you have young children with you.
Yeah.
And maybe some people who don't normally come to games in a sense, and you're thinking that I need to get the kids back into the dry somewhere. And about that time, you're like, well, you might as well just go ahead and get in the car and head on back to the house.
Right.
Mid-afternoon or so. So there's no fault in that whatsoever.
No, absolutely not.
But it definitely created a unique environment when gameplay started. As far as the beginning of the third quarter, I've never seen a stadium as empty as Sanford Stadium was at the start of the third, just because of the weather events, right? And that was just unique in the sense of you got a whole half of Georgia football left, and the stadium, barely any fans there, and that's understandable. That's fine. It's not. You're not bashing anybody for not being at the game whatsoever.
Yes.
Right, Clark?
Yes, right. Let me clarify here, because I posted a reel the other day during the game. I did a quick little pan around the stadium when the third quarter started. And all I said was, this is quite literally, this is the fewest amount of fans I've ever seen in Sanford Stadium.
Right.
That's just a fact. That's like an opinion, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
That's just my take. I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy.
Basically at halftime.
Yeah. Was I crapping on the Georgia football fans? No, that was never my intent. And I think a lot of people, they went to Instagram, they went to TikTok and YouTube, they saw this reel, and they unloaded. And I mean, lots of just really absurd comments. I'm like, guys, chill out. I understand there's a rain delay. I get it. Like, I'm not saying that there wasn't. I never claimed that there wasn't a rain delay and that's what caused people to go home. That's totally understandable. I'm just saying, objectively speaking, I look around the stadium, this is the least amount of people I've ever seen. This is kind of crazy,
Yeah, it's just
I didn't mean anything by it.
But you got to tag for it.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll have that on the internet these days, man. And and I'm fine with, especially if we put ourselves out there now. On social media and stuff. You have it that if people want to say whatever they want to say about us as podcasts or videos you put, and it makes them feel better to unleash that behind a keyboard and everything, fine, whatever, man. If that makes you happy, I mean, if you're just gonna post on random stuff like that's fine. That's fine. I don't.
I do see how it could have been taken out of context, and I see how that might have been me trying to slight Georgia fans, which is not ever my intent. I mean, guys, we're on the same team. We're pulling for the same people, so. Anyway, I just had to throw that out there just in case anybody was wondering. I'm not saying that Georgia football fans are terrible or we suck or whatever, because, the stadium was only 20% full coming out of a 2-hour rain delay. That was never my intent with that post. So
just wanted to give a pulse. Because a lot of people, I think, at home were wondering how many fans are still in the stands, right?
Yeah.
So I don't,
man. It's people. Golly.
Sorry.
I had one guy, really quick, I got to mention this. One guy messaged me, Adam. Did you see the screenshots of that I sent?
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
I mean, very, vulgar, very profane. And I was just like, look, guy, you got to chill out. And he went from attacking me to, man, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said those things to you. It was great.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I mean, I was just cordial. I was like, dude, look, I'm not trying to start anything here.
Look, I mean, look,
Anyway.
that's fine. That's whatever. Just you be the bigger person in those scenarios.
Yep. But in the end, he was asking for an apology. I said, dude, no problem. Like, we're both Georgia Bulldogs. Let's go win in Tennessee.
That's right. That's
basically
right.
how he ended that DM. So anyway,
good. I'm glad the
stuff.
Instagram drop. That's the problem with social media. I know social media promotes the show, what we're doing right now, and you got to have
true.
it. But that's why I don't have a social media. It's just because it's just too many people behind a keyboard love to just say whatever because they're behind a keyboard.
A lot of context is lost on the internet too, especially on social media. So I get that, Adam. I get that.
But good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good engagement. Helps the numbers. Good or bad. Any pubs, good pubs.
Yeah, that's our
That's a lot of
saying
work
here
right
at
now,
Row
so
60. We're not I had one guy say, "You're the media. You should be more responsible about this." I'm like, "No, we're not. We're not the media, dude. If you only knew,
We're the farthest thing from the media.
yeah, I know." Anyway, during the rain delay, I want to shout out a few people too. I want to shout out Blake Newman and his boys Cole and Jace.
Yes.
They finally got settled in the great state of Georgia. Moved back from Texas, y'all. Good stuff there. And then Hunter White coming over from, I almost said Charleston, South Carolina. I think he's closer to Greenville now.
Yeah.
So he came over to see us. We saw Kyle from Statesboro sitting actually right on row 59, right in front of us. Got to talk with him a little bit. And then Amanda and Steven from Greenville, South Carolina as well. We got to see all those people and several more. I mean, just stopping by. And it's always great to see people at these games and tell, have them say, hey, we listen to the show and everything. That's just a great feeling.
Oh, it's awesome, man. Awesome. Great meeting some new faces and then seeing some familiar ones as well. I mean, getting Hunter and Blake getting to sit with us during that rain delay. They waited it out with us. And it was exciting to see them and get to catch up with them, meet Blake's boys and everything, and appreciate their support. And that's what's awesome about this show is created just some friendships there and guys, like-minded people who just love watching Georgia play.
Absolutely. So. Good stuff. Adam, we got 2 600-level reports. Our very first 2 600-level reports. You asked for this.
I did.
And you received.
And the people delivered.
They did.
The people delivered, and I appreciate that.
I'm going to shout out these 2 guys, or 3 really. Will Snipes, just a staple of the show, folks.
Yes.
Just a DGD. Love some Will Snipes. I'll post his picture of the 600 level here. And then Jess and JD McNeil.
Oh, yes. Classic.
Down from Americus, Georgia. They came up, father and son. Great duo there. Love those. Love
cousins down there, DGDs, have had a lot of good memories with Jess over the years with Georgia football.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of good times. So, yes, it was great getting to get that report and kind of see because we're at an angle in the stadium where we never get to see the 600 level as we're coming in, coming out, anything like that. So being able to see that, to see kind of what we were looking at attendance-wise at the 600 level at different times of the game was real nice.
Yeah.
So, I think we need to make that a common theme, that if you are sitting in seats at the home games and you have a view of the 600 level, send us a picture of it or just tell us what you think. What percentage of it, of the seats are occupied? And I guess it's now SEC play ramps up. You're going to have opposing fans as well. So kind of give us a percentage of what the opposing fans are in the 600 level and then what's all red and black. So
I love that.
We can put that on the show. So 600 level report is now going to be a staple of Row 60.
Nice. Well, we've got another kind of report. We've got the Weekly Concession Stands Report.
Baby.
All right, Adam, this week, several things went on here. Let's first start with the Sour Patch Kids.
Right.
I want you to talk about the Sour Patch Kids. What?
Yeah.
I mean, you got plenty of candy options up there when you go up to the concession stands. Why the Sour Patch Kids?
I love a Sour Patch Kid, man, and that's really been something that's come on later in life for me. As an infatuation with a Sour Patch Kid, in the sense of what I love about a Sour Patch Kid, man, is you get that thing, especially during a ball game where you're not really, and these kickoffs we've gone to Barbaritos both times.
Right.
Love my Tex-Mex, man. Love my nachos and everything that you get from the Barbarita. So I'm not coming in just hungry wanting a hot dog or a popcorn like a 12 o'clock game.
Sure.
Right, Clark? So Sour Patch Kids, good way to kind of just tide you over a little bit. And what I love about a Sour Patch Kid, man, is when you get one of them things out and you hit it, it gives you just a jolt. Like it hits you. Like it hits you. It gives you, it gives you a rush, man.
Do you think it's like the 20 grams of sugar in each
individual?
Absolutely.
It just hits you on that, and just they're very fresh. You can tell they hadn't just been sitting there a long time.
I want to comment on that. That was the first thing that I noticed.
You snagged a couple.
You gave me a couple. You gave me a red and an orange Sour Patch Kid. And Adam, that was the first thing I said. It's like eating a cloud.
But don't it just hit you, man?
Yeah.
And it just gives you just a high.
Yeah. They were not stale. They weren't like melted together. I think with a lot of gummies, they get like melted together.
Right.
These are like perfectly individualized.
Yeah.
And it was like eating a cloud.
Yeah, that's true. And it gives you a rush.
Yeah.
So, big advocate of getting a Sour Patch. You know, not only at the movie theaters, or instead, don't go with the Mike and Ike at the movie theaters. Get you some Sour Patch Kids. Get some when you go to the gas station, and get some when you watch the Dawgs play. That's going to be the official candy. Row 60 now. I think that's fair after these past 2 weeks. I look, we hadn't consulted with you about it, but I'm ready to name Sour Patch Kids the official candy row 60.
Wow. Yeah, we need to have a meeting about this later.
Look,
to establish
but
that.
I mean, the one Sanford State, it's like I said, it wasn't like it was left on the shelf from last November
Right.
at all.
But that's
so
good.
That was good.
That's good.
That was good because that would probably be one of the items I would feel like that may not be as popular. Like, I mean, peanut M&Ms are just fantastic. So I mean, they fly off the shelf, but the Sour Patch Kids, the inventory might be a little bit, stacked up with them, right? So that could be a prime item to have been left and recycled into the following year.
Yeah,
and we can confirm that that was not the case this year.
Good. Adam, I did have a kind of a negative comment about the concession stands. My Sprite this week was extremely watery. It's almost like there was no syrup involved. And then last week, Miss Jessica Harrell, shout out to the Harrell family, she said her Sprite or her drink was too syrupy.
Oh, really?
So we're not getting a good ratio.
Not a good ratio. I mean, we got to dial it in. And it's early in the year. You got to get that stuff dialed in and calibrated, right? So, I mean, it definitely has got to be better come Alabama. Because that's going to be prime. People are going to be expecting that.
Right.
And I'll be honest, probably with the probably got some lackadaisical workers in the sense of, hear me out on this, that a Coca-Cola Classic at a football game probably isn't as I guess in demand as much as the beverage of choice nowadays, that there's alcohol being served at the stadium by most of the people attending the game, right? So maybe there is some people who probably aren't dialing in to, we need to get this carbonation right in a sense, because that's going to be
too worried about the alcohol.
Yeah, that's going to be a secondary drink,
right? Okay,
to be delivered to the
interesting theory.
So maybe we need to ramp our focus back up on getting some better some Coke. I mean, McDonald's Coke. There's something different about a McDonald's Coke. If you get a McDonald's Coke in Sanford Stadium, it just hits. That's another thing that just hits you. If you don't, I like stuff that just gives you
a rush.
Okay, to go on top of the natural
right
rush that you get. So
interesting. Yeah. Adam, you had an interesting theory during the game as I was talking about this, the Sprite being watery. You said this might be sort of the downside of those grab-and-go stations, because I think what tends to happen is they make these drinks, right? They put the ice in it, and they let those drinks just sit there for obviously people to grab and go. Right. But the problem is the longer they sit there, the more watered down they become.
They're going to sweat.
They're going to sweat.
They're going to sweat.
That's true.
So... yeah, I mean, I think you got to collect some data on how many people you get per lifespan of the cup of ice that you fill with the drink in it, right? Until
I think somebody needs to set a timer
down. I mean, you got to get that calibrated again.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're going to do a grab and go, you got to do it efficiently, and you got to be able to give the product at its maximum potential to the customer who is buying it, right?
Right.
So, Clark.
Fair
so
enough.
I mean, but in that instance, you probably, if you're going in the grab and go, I would suggest a quick tip on that is to go ahead and get the drink that is the last one.
Well, that's what I did. Yeah, like closest to the workers.
That would have been the one that was made
the most recent.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. That was that's what I thought going into it, and yet it was still extremely watery. So what I'm suggesting is that we take one of the million baseball players, who volunteer their time to go out there.
They do an outstanding job.
They do. Right. But we need to take one of them and just assign them the job of taste testing. Mm-hmm. Or this might be an option too for all of us that are attending the games and going in the concession stands. All of us customers maybe we just need to take a quick little swig.
Oh, yeah, just set it back down.
Set it back down if it's not good.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm serious though. Don't get back into your seats before you test the drink.
I just put a limit. Put about a four cup limit on each beverage.
Yeah,
and I think you'll be safe there. Okay. It should be. And then when you those 4 cups, add 4 more, and I think you'll be good there. So, yeah. But I mean, good intel there.
All right, one last thing.
All right, one last thing.
I've got a lot to say about the concession stands. The last thing here, the hot dog. Adam, we talked about this last week. Yeah. The bread was wrinkly. This week, and you saw this.
I did.
The hot dog, the bread to weenie ratio was atrocious.
It was
bad. Terrible.
It was bad. I didn't want to comment negatively on that,
right?
Because it sounds like we're ungrateful to just be able to receive a hot dog. But it was bad, Clark. It was terrible. Bad.
The bread was shriveled and almost non-existent. So we went from wrinkled to shriveled. We need to get some fluffier bread. And honestly, I think all this starts with by removing it from the tinfoil. We don't need to start wrapping hot dogs in tinfoil. I know that helps keep the heat, helps keep the dog warm and everything, but we got to move away from that.
It looked like a hot dog that you would get at the old ballpark up in town or a Little League game that one of the dads cooked at like 5:30 p.m. at the concession stand and then put in the igloo cooler, and then you got the late game at 8:30 and you get it back and it's already just shriveled up and not good. So I mean,
this is gross.
For SEC football stadiums, those hot dogs, it's unacceptable. Got to have better presentation.
Yeah, the dog itself was good though, but the bread, we've got to work on the bread. If anybody's listening out there, we've got to fix the hot dog bun situation.
And maybe go ahead and switch brand bread, right?
Potentially, yeah. Or just serve them in like the little bowl thing, like the paper bowl, instead of wrapping them in tinfoil.
Okay. But
I don't know.
I love a tinfoil.
I do too, but
that's American.
Maybe they're wrapping it too tightly.
At the ballpark. It could be. I don't know.
We'll see.
No, but
well, hopefully this gets into the right hands and people can make some better decisions. Also, last thing I know, I just said last
thing. All right, let it out, Clark. If you got stuff to say about it, let it out. Let it out.
Today I posted a poll on Instagram. This is why you guys need to be following us on Instagram. I posted a poll. I don't know if you saw this, Adam. I asked the people, should we start a movement officially on Row 60 to bring back holographic stadium cups in Sanford Stadium for 2026? Obviously, they're not going to do it for this year. They've already made enough cups. But I think we should make a push for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know what we need to do in order to accomplish this, but if any of you guys have ideas for us to get holographic cups back into Sanford, send us your ideas.
Yeah, I agree.
And we'll organize
something. I like it. All right.
So, all right,
let's start a movement. Good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's actually talk some football here.
All right.
Clark's fun facts. Here we go. I got 3 for you right quick. Ellis Robinson's pick is the first turnover Georgia has gotten in 2025.
Good. Hopefully the first of many.
True.
Forward.
Yep. We've got 4 rushing touchdowns for the first time since 2023 in a game that happened this past week.
Good. That's real good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
That's the kind of stuff we need to be like, yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, right? and I can hear some people already, well, it's just Austin Peay. It's Austin Peay. Guys, if you can run the football, you can run the football. Yeah. So I don't care who it's against. And then lastly, Kirby extends the home winning streak to 33 straight games in Sanford Stadium, man. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
So those are the fun facts. And now let's go talk about
dive head first into it.
Georgia's offense.
The elephant in the room that everybody has been discussing ever since Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. All right, let's start with Gunner. Let's just, once again, elephant in the room here. Gunner went 26 for 34, 227 yards. You look at that stat line, think, man, didn't play bad.
Right.
Adam, how would you assess Gunner's performance? Because I know there's been a lot of grumbling. Gunner isn't looking downfield. He's not seeing the field. He's not confident in himself. He's not playing like we thought he would. How would you kind of assess his performance specifically against Austin Peay?
Yeah. As everybody knows who's listening to this podcast, I absolutely love Gunner Stockton. I love what he's about off the field. I love how this team buys in and loves him. And obviously he's been in the system a long time, and you got to have him playing at a high level of football for this team to get where we want them to get, right? So, but there's nothing against Ryan Puglisi as well. I think from what you hear about that kid, he's great as well. But this offensive staff has said Gunner's the guy, and right now he's the guy. And of course, everybody who wants to debate should Puglisi get a chance. I wish we could have seen him get more reps during these games just to see him with some more live action. But obviously the staff wants to go with Gunner Stockton, and they get paid millions to do it. So not saying that we won't see Puglisi come in later in the year, but right now Gunner's the guy, and we're going to get behind him. I'm gonna continue to support him and feel like that he is the guy who could lead this team to a championship level play of football.
Yeah.
But Clark, people who are criticizing them this week, I feel like it's fair. It's fair. I don't want to be that way. I'm not going to publicly go out that way because I want to see what happens in Knoxville, and then we'll get from there. But from the concerns that you read about, that you've talked about at church Sunday morning, that you've talked about late Saturday night, that you'll talk about at work on Monday, is people who know anything about football. I mean, they're relevant points, and that's their opinion that they can say that. But I just don't want to just completely just throw the guy under the bus right now because there's a lot of good things he does. And real quick, let me say this, and then I want to hear your opinion on it. Yes, we have got to push the ball downfield more in the sense of that's not going to be our total offense this year, but it's ways that you're going to have to move the football and to complement the running game and everything else is to be able to extend the field and be able to loosen up the box, because I think what you're going to see going forward is you're going to have a lot of defenses right now after the first 2 weeks really stack the box and try to eliminate the run and pressure Gunner and make Gunner beat them with his arm. And you're going to now be playing SEC defenses. I do like Gunner's ability to – I think – I'm going to sound dumb saying this, but I think there is something to say for how well he is able to just – throw the ball in a check down route and pick up a quick 10 if the defense gives it to him.
I think some people about that.
I mean, in the sense of I feel like there are quarterbacks out there who want to do too much and can force the ball downfield when you could get a quick first 10 yards or first down, 10, 15 yards, a big explosive by just checking it down, and it could possibly force it and lead to a turnover. I don't know, Clark, if he's playing scared in the sense that he's had it just ingrained in his mind that this year our defense is going to be just very good offensively. Just do not turn the ball over. Just be able to protect the football. Don't force anything downfield. Where his headspace is with that right now, because there's definitely guys that are open. We spend a lot of money and have one of the most talented wide receiver rooms on paper right now, Clark, and I think there's times that he just looks this week just timid in the pocket and not wanting to get the ball downfield. Yes, there were times where he didn't have the time to do it, but all in all, Clark, I still love his mobility, and I think we've seen it last year that he can throw the ball downfield, and I don't know. I'm going to defer to you for a little bit, then I'll come back to it.
I think, man, there were several times, and I know they talked about this on the broadcast because I went back and watched the game today, at least the first half. There were several times where, good gosh, there was a guy streaking wide open downfield. And there were even more times they didn't show on TV. There were several times, Noah Thomas, for example, I think it was the second drive of the game. My gosh, he beat a guy on an inside post, and I mean, he was gone. It was 6 had he just looked downfield. And so here's the thing. You just mentioned this. Gunner has the ability to throw a deep ball. There's no doubt about it. He's accurate with the deep ball, but has he thrown it yet this season? No, not really. We haven't really taken a lot of shots. It's not, though, that we're not drawing up those plays to take shots.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Right.
There's a huge difference. Everybody's complaining about Mike Bobo this, Mike Bobo that. We're not doing anything but screens, yada, yada, yada.
Opportunities were there Saturday.
Yes.
For big explosive plays.
Yes, and they were for Marshall. There were a couple.
Yeah.
But my point is, also, we're not going to throw out so much of our playbook against Austin Peay and Marshall.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
and Kirby's going to say, Kirby will say opposite of that. He's going to tell everybody, we're going to call the plays that are needed to win the game, right? We don't care about saving the playbook. That's just coaches speak.
Right.
They've got stuff. They got wrinkles that they won't put on film until we go out and play Tennessee this week, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you're not going to just throw the kitchen sink at these opponents, and everybody loves to talk about these games vanilla, especially on both sides of the football. And yes, there was that, but you have to take off red and black glasses. And Clark, you agree with this too. There's an execution problem yesterday.
100%.
100%. And you can't sugarcoat that. And me and you are not. But I think it's something, man. I just don't want to throw them completely under the bus and say we need to just abandon them right now, because I still think that he could lead this team in very high caliber play, and be able to see him in the next couple of weeks really make some big plays with his arm downfield. Yeah. And I still don't think that's going to be what our offense is this year, is pushing the ball downfield and getting in shootouts and winning. I think our defense is elite. We're going to get to that. And I don't think you're going to have to get in 45 to 42 type shootouts to win this year. I mean, heck, you obviously love to have that option. I mean, we had it in 2022, and you won a national championship.
You also had Brock Bowers and Lamb McConkey.
Exactly. And you did in 23 the last time. It had a great offense in the sense, but I don't know. I think I'm talking all over the place because I don't want to just really just be another person who you see on every message board, every Facebook post who is like, Gunner's not it, and still stick behind this kid. But I'm not going to criticize people this week who are saying that, in the sense. I mean, obviously Ryan Puglisi has a very high upside to him, but there's a reason why, Clark, that this staff, who has been in football a very long time, has seen a lot of talent, especially at the quarterback position, through the years, man, that they haven't trotted him out there yet. And yes, we know the history of quarterbacks with Kirby Smart, but I'm still riding with Gunner. And if they decide Puglisi needs to come in, we're riding with him. And I'll eat my crow on saying that Gunner's the guy, right? So just get the guy that has the best chance to win out there. And still, right now, I want to see what happens in Knoxville with Gunner, and just see from there. But yeah, definitely, I don't know. It looks like he's timid, not trusting his offensive line sometimes. Like he's about to get just nailed from the blind side. Or I don't know, Clark. Yeah. I mean, what do you?
I think this is just one of those things. It's going to take some time. We said this preseason, we're going to go through some growing pains as an offense. We said that. Now, we have all the talent in the world. I think Gunner has all the talent in the world to lead this team to a national championship. I think we have the right guys on the offensive line. And I know there's a lot of people that disagree.
Absolutely. No.
But you get the right guys gelling at the right time. We've got the perimeter, or got the guys on the perimeter. We've got the tight ends, though we lost one this past Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a second. We got backs in the backfield, man, who can win a championship. It just has to come together.
This team likes each other, Clark.
Yes,
they're close, man.
And that right there, the leadership, the connection. I know those are buzzwords we like to toss around in the college football world, but eventually those things start to come together in the middle of the season, right? And I know, we should still be beating Austin Peay by 1,000,000. Look at what Tennessee did to East Tennessee State University, and they put up 70 points and whatever. Guys, we can't focus on them.
Josh Heupel does that every year sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. But we can't focus on these other teams. We got to focus on us, and not necessarily the fans need to focus on our team. What I'm saying is our team. Yeah. We are our greatest opponent. Kirby also said that in the beginning of the season. So it's a matter of just cleaning these things up. I think, thankfully, in my humble opinion, I believe the things that are causing Gunner to kind of struggle out there, to be a little hesitant in the pocket, I think those things are fixable. But it's going to have to come with time. It's going to have to come with going up to Knoxville and playing a really good Tennessee team on the road this week. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take reps. And, guys, it might take a couple of losses, but I remember sitting in this same position a few years ago, and people were saying the same exact thing with Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
I remember it.
And just on the flip side, Stetson Bennett was just too overconfident, first and two stuff, and he just had that chip on his shoulder, but still the same type of stuff. Yeah. You're exactly right, man. And, yes, I agree 100% with you, Clark. The stuff is fixable, I believe. And it's one of those things that I think this team is so connected right now. The last thing you want is a divided locker room of these stud receivers that we have coming in. Like, I'm not getting the touches that I want or anything. Or there's a divided locker room because of a quarterback controversy. I think, yes, I'm not saying that Gunner Stockton is going to be the guy the whole entire year, but I'm saying I'm going to keep trusting him now and trust this coaching staff. If some of the stuff that we saw on Saturday gets worse and doesn't get better, and I think it will get better, then there will be a change, and you give number 12 a chance. Yeah. And I will be right behind him, encouraging him, man. I don't care who the quarterback is at the University of Georgia, with what you hear about their attitude, the teammate that they are, the leader that they are, even with Pugs as well. I mean, shoot, his recruitment just – he was sold solid to Georgia. So just love that from the beginning, man. And very excited to have him in that room as well and trust both of them. And we'll see how it transpires from here. But right now I'm still behind Gunner, Clark. I'm excited to see where he goes this Saturday in Knoxville, man, and what this offense looks like. Mm-hmm. And I want to reserve until next week to talk about all this going forward as far as I'm not at the sky's falling yet.
Right. All right, let's move on.
I see some concerns, but yes.
Yeah, let's move on to the offensive line. Adam, I think they're just young, still inexperienced. That's still a work in progress, obviously. They came into the season with such few snaps across the board, and I think that's kind of starting to rear its head a little bit. I'm not saying we played horribly against Austin Peay. There were some things, though, that certain times where they just, I don't know, man, they shot the gaps and were in the backfield in a hurry, pressuring Gunner and blowing up some runs. And, it also doesn't help that, gosh, I mean, through 2 games, we're already super banged up in this room. Another piece of the offensive line, though this isn't necessarily the offensive line room, but the tight end room, losing Ethan Barbour, that hurts really, really badly. There's a reason, guys, that he was playing and starting as a true freshman on this Georgia football offense. And it's because of his blocking ability, right? I mean, he was out there to be a blocker, and losing him, gosh, that's going to suck. But, thankfully we're very deep in that room. I think this is a time for Riddell to step up maybe and to fill his shoes and, take over that role.
Obviously, Barbour stood out the first 2 weeks of the season when he was out there, man. Just talented, true freshman. Like you said, Clark, coming in already and being able to block his tail off. And that's going to sting. But like you said, that room, Todd Hartley has done a great job of recruiting, and it's very deep. So you hate that for the kid who's busted his tail in fall camp, getting there, living out his dream now. And I think he'll bounce back. He sounds like he's in good spirits. Really no official update on the length of the extent of the injury. And it looked nasty and looks like I'll probably be out a long time, but no official word as of recording this yet.
Yeah.
Where that's at. Going back to the offensive line, man, you got 10 or 11 guys getting snaps yesterday. Already in week 2, decimated by injuries in the sense of just guys being out. Last 2 starters that were out from offensive drive that you had opening day against Marshall, 2 of those guys that were on that line to start the year off did not play yesterday.
Right.
And then you had a guy like Jaw Jackson go out, and Jaw Jackson wasn't the most talented, impressive at right tackle yesterday, I felt like, man. But he's a guy that I feel like with experience, he'll get better as well in a sense. But guys that I was impressed with, Bo Hughley and Dontrell Glover, freshman there, that I think it's like you said, if you just get these guys to gel and get the right combination of guys, and then you get Gaston coming back from an injury, and then you get Ernest Green coming back, man, and you rotate these guys. You might move Green in at guard and get some guys out. I thought Michael Weenie played better in the second half.
Yeah,
he did
I think
in the first
so too.
half in the sense, and he got some time at tackle and guard, I believe. So I'm more encouraged this year about this offensive line, and I'm not ready to say the sky's falling on that group as well. I think we're going to run the ball better, and there's definitely some things to clean up. I think as far as, and yes, you should against a defensive front like Austin Peay, as far as just blocking your guys and doing the right things. They did that in the sense when the offensive line looked bad, it's just blown assignments, missed assignments.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to come with more experience.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought the running game was pretty good yesterday for the most part. Nate Frazier, man, he's got to hold on to the ball. I hate to make that the first comment about him, but, it sucks. That's a terrible way to start the game. Your opening drive, you'd fumble the ball, and I'm not saying fumbles never happen, but, man, that was bad timing there because – I like to think if you get out ahead 7-0 on the first drive of the game, that game probably looks a little bit differently. But nonetheless, Nate had 14 carries, 69 yards, 2 tough touchdowns on the ground. So can't fault him there. I mean, good game there from Nate. We need that kind of production moving forward from him. I'll tell you, Adam, this is a guy that you've been really high on lately, Chauncey Bowens. Chauncey Bowens, I think, is a really, really good back. I would argue to say right now, he's our best back. He had 11 carries, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. One thing I love about Chauncey, he hits the hole really, really hard.
Yeah, man.
And he is not afraid to lower his shoulder and deliver a hit. And I'm not saying the other guys don't, but Chauncey especially does that.
Yeah, very excited about the buzz you heard from Chauncey out of camp, man. And his first 2 weeks, I think, has been pretty good. Old Clark just spilled a Coca-Cola on the set. That's all right. Just continue on. You'll have that. So, yeah, I think Chauncey's going to be good. Real excited about him and Dwight Phillips, Clark, and how they've started off this year and another year in the program that they've stuck around, and I think busted their tail. And I like the chemistry of that running back room. I saw a picture of Frazier, Phillips, and Bowens after the game, man. I think they're connected. I definitely think there's some stuff going on with some other backs that we thought we would get more production out of this year. And we'll see as the year progresses if there's another guy that comes on with them. But it looks like right now those are the three guys who are going to get the bulk of the carries so far. And I like what I see out of all of them. Yes, Frazier's got to protect the football. I mean, you can't have pivotal turnovers in games going forward like he did. And who knows what happens if Georgia just drives down the field and gets 7 that opening drive instead of turns the ball over. So, but you have that, and I still love Frazier, love how hard he runs, and how all three of them are. Dwight Phillips, I think, is the guy we're going to see get let loose a little bit more in Knoxville. And I love, he looks like he gets shot out of a cannon as well. He had a great run where he cut back and hit the edge and just beat a defender on the outside, man, in a foot race. And love the speed that you get out of Peanut as well, especially how he hits the edge and he can just outrun guys on the edge.
Yeah, he had 7 carries, 55 yards, 7.9 yards per carry. That's pretty daggum good.
Yeah,
Close to a first down every time you get the ball. And on that play specifically where he cut back, that was just great vision on his part. And there was also a great run Chauncey had, one of his touchdown runs. Man, the line blocked really well. Go back and watch. Go back and watch the film if you haven't. And I know it's hard to find that game anywhere because it was behind a paywall. But if you can, just go back and watch the offensive line, man. There are some plays. Yeah, we struggled. Yeah, it doesn't look good. But, man, there are some other plays. We do have some holes open, and I don't know. It gives you some hope here. So, and that's what we're all about here at Row 60. And then the last thing I kind of want to talk about here, obviously, is the receivers. Adam, a lot of people out there, we hear it every single week, it seems like. Every single week since the start of last season, the screen games.
Yeah.
The screen game. Why are we throwing so many screens? Yada, yada, yada. Mike Bobo. It just, man, it gets so old. But I tell you what, if the screens, Adam, are going to get us 5 yards a play, I'm doing that every single play.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah.
And I know that's not the most fun and innovative, quote unquote, thing to watch. Guys, everybody wants to talk about Todd Monken. Go watch what Todd Monken is doing in the NFL. He's calling screens.
Right. Great point, Clark. And I mean, especially yesterday, a lot of times, how Austin Peay's defensive game plan was playing soft coverage.
Yeah, they had 2 high safeties. I mean, what else are you going to do?
And quick hitches, quick bubble screens, go into your running back check down routes. I mean, if that's going to pick up 8-10 yards per pop, why not hit it? Why not? I get the downfield. I get there was open guys at some play, and Gunner missed that. And that has to be cleaned up if he's going to continue to be the guy. George, I understand where that's coming from. But look at what the defense gives you.
That. And also it's not like we're not calling those deep shots.
Right. And it's there.
Execution.
And it was execution. And yes, Gunner Stockton has to get better at that. I 100% agree with everybody who is slamming on that. But and we'll see what happens. You're going to have a defense next week in Knoxville, Tennessee. And when you play SEC defense, there's going to be more press, tighter coverage that you're going to get that's going to allocate more plays that you're not going to just see screen after screen after screen in those situations, or check down route after check down route that might not be there, but it was there Saturday in scenarios. And I think that's something that you have to look at as well, Clark, and proud of him just for taking what the defense gives him right there, right?
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that. Glad to see, too, Clark, going back to the wide receiver room, man, this year it seems like the perimeter blocking on those screen plays, man, that you're getting those blocks that last year that these guys in that receiver room weren't able to get that made plays negative yardage. That you started off with a screen, bubble screen on 1st and 10, and you wind up at 2nd and 12.
Yeah, there were a couple plays on Saturday. I remember one, Dylan Bell whiffed on a it was a bubble screen to Zachariah Branch, but just whiffed and got ate up in the backfield. But across the board, overall, I think it has improved. And man, you got to shout out guys like Noah Thomas and obviously Colby Young. Colby Young, man, 7 receptions too, 76 yards, big time receiver. We're going to get him the ball. We're definitely going to find ways here soon to get Noah Thomas the ball more. Zachariah Branch, I guarantee you, is going to get the ball more here when we start SEC
I'd like to see
play.
him get a pop pass that old Dylan Bell gets, try to get on the edge. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Jet sweeps, reverse. So, a lot of stuff that we haven't seen yet that in the playbook I think we're going to see over the next couple of weeks, Clark. I think these guys are going to be able to get the ball, and we're just going to find out.
I like it.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. 2 turnovers offensively against Austin Peay, man, and you take those away, I think the game looks a little bit differently. Obviously, let's go really quickly, talk about this. The goal line stand Austin Peay had right before halftime, that was one of the most embarrassing ways to end a half that I've seen in quite some time in Georgia football. Not good, obviously. Did you see Kirby?
Oh yeah,
He lit into it.
I love that, man.
We at least, if anything else from this game, we got Rage Kirby back. He is back in full swing. If anybody was questioning whether or not he's getting into the games, that should have settled that question.
Yeah, and I know where we're at with Bobo, and I will have to say, but you got to call it like it is. I think there was some poor play calling choices inside the red zone with Bobo. But everybody says, "Oh, Bobo's play calling in the red zone isn't been elite, always hadn't been." Well, if you go back and you look at the statistics, Clark, Georgia had better red zone efficiency in 2023 and 2024 than they did in 2021 and 2022.
Sure. Yeah.
They did. But anyway, so that narrative's put to bed. But yes, that was some poor play calling yesterday on the goal line. But that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. But I mean, I still think you get on the inch line right there and you line Gunner Stockton up, a guy who can pound the football and do the old quarterback draw right there too. But I mean, in the sense, yes, you got to execute against a freaking defensive line like Austin Peay. So that's absolutely. I mean, it goes back to that as well. Yeah. So I mean, but overall, and then yes, execution goes back on the coaching staff as well. So I mean,
that's true.
But I mean, that would be the only time yesterday where I was like, the play calling might not be.
I don't know. Here's the thing, man.
If you want to go that route.
If you throw that slant, if Sokovie White catches that slant route, nobody's talking about that route. You know what I'm saying?
And there's time Gunner's got to get the ball out quicker, too.
Exactly. And I don't know, man. It's a combination. Yeah, you might could argue, that wasn't a great play call, but what else are you going to do? I mean, double slants in the end zone, I like that call. I like the call to Cash Jones. The ball was just thrown behind Cash Jones. That's an easy touchdown. He catches that. And I mean, maybe.
Sneak it.
I will say, the last play, I would have much rather seen a quarterback sneak than Gunner, not dropping back, but handing the ball off 5 yards back in the backfield. Why are we taking the ball 5 yards back to go 5 yards forward? That doesn't make any sense. I'm with you there. I would have much rather have seen a quarterback sneak.
I'm very plain and simple and maybe low football IQ when it comes to on the 1 yard line. I don't know why, if you got first to go from the one, that you don't sneak it 3 times.
Yeah, well,
under center.
That's what Jim Chaney did in 2018 against Florida, and that didn't work. And he did it 8 times.
Well, how many times did you see this?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, my.
But we had the Jimmies and the Joes to have sneaked it there and gotten in. But anyway.
Drew Bobo played a great game under center.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. There are a couple times.
We'll be positive about this offensive line, man. Yeah. I mean, get the right guys to jail, get the right guys healthy. Let's see what happens. My main thing, I'm going to say again, is see what happens in Knoxville, and then go after whoever throats you want to after that.
That's right.
If you want to. But right now, I'm still behind everybody on this offensive staff, and we're going to go in there.
Do the dang thing. All right. Let's go to Georgia's defense. Really no complaints, Adam. Allowed 151 yards through the air, 45 on the ground. That's a grand total of 196 yards. We only gave up 1.6 yards per carry. It's great. I don't care what offense you're playing, as long as they're a college football team. That's an amazing stat right there.
Yeah.
Plugging the holes and getting in the backfield and eating up these blocks, and that's what you want to see.
Defensive front has the potential to be very scary good this year.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely better than it has been the past couple of years. Very excited, man, about the linebacker room and the defensive line room as far as what we've seen the first 2 games. And that's the stuff I like to focus on. Is when you have that type of play on your defensive front, you're in contention for a championship, man. Mm-hmm. And that really opens up what you could do on the offense side of the football as well, I feel like, because I just think that this defense is going to be very nasty all year long, Clark.
Yeah.
And very excited to see what these new guys coming in have done. Love what we do with our talented inside linebacker room and how we rotate those guys, put guys like Chris Cole on the outside as well, just special guys. We talked about it last episode, man, and they continue to impress this past Saturday. Secondary, Clark, I mean, if you really want to get some negative stuff, you can find a few things there, but I think that should be the least of our concerns right now.
Yeah.
Let these guys continue to get reps, find the right guys in there. Good to see Dalen Everett back.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a leader in that secondary position, man. And love seeing the reps that Ellis Robinson, Daniel Harris, DeMelo Jones got, man, and Ja'Cory Thomas, Kyron Jones, those guys, and KJ Bolden, of course, is stud back there. So very excited about what this defense can do in 2025, and think it's going to be a special one.
Absolutely. C.J. Allen had a great day, 7 total tackles, 1 sack, and 1.5 tackles for loss in the backfield. And then Raylen had 7 total tackles, and he had another half of the tackle for loss. I think both of these guys, I mean, they're your core players here in the middle of the field. the Mike linebackers, and CJ and Raylen. I think that's a great winning combo. But man, when you get Justin Williams out there, when you get Chris Cole out on the edge, when you get Gabe Harris, I mean, God, that front seven, man, is just scary. And what I really liked to see yesterday was Jordan Hall and Christian Miller getting after it, man. And yes, I understand it's Austin Peay's offensive line, but they were absolutely dominating up front. And man, that just makes it so much easier for those second level guys to make plays and to limit those big explosive plays. And that's going to be important, especially against this Tennessee offense coming up this week. We'll obviously talk about that game in this next episode that's coming up. But yeah, Jordan Hall, Kristen Miller, Xavier McLeod, you got to have these guys. Elijah Griffin, yeah, he had a great game too.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I'm very excited in a new world of college football where you have to shift your mindset that you're not going to see the stacked depth that we had a few years back on the defensive line. But going into this season, what we're seeing now is like the guys that we're able to rotate in and out. Got to have that. So. Yeah.
I got to say this, too. I don't know if y'all saw this. C.J. Allen, my gosh, he had a very Roquan-esque kind of a tackle.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me, there was one play at Notre Dame. I want to say there was a quarterback keeper or whatever. He comes flying from the other side of the field and makes that kind of a tackle. And I'm telling you, C.J. Allen, he's got that ability, and I think he's starting to step up. Last time we went up.
Junior year leap, man.
Yeah. Last time we were up in Tennessee, you remember C.J. Allen, Raylen Wilson, true freshman out there starting.
That's right.
And so, Good point. They know what it takes to win up there, and I'm glad that they're the leaders of this defense. Is what it seems like. We got that core group that's ready to go up there and hopefully keep this game close, but not only that, win the dang thing.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, you have to be confident. We'll save it for the next episode, but what Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann's defense has historically done against Tennessee offenses has got to give you just a good feeling going into Knoxville, man. And I just don't see that offense scoring more than 17 against this defense.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you go on the road and you're able to hold opponents to about 17 points right there, and how the offense is right now, that's a good feeling in the sense of with a struggling offense, an offense trying to find their identity, Clark. I really like feeling more confident about it than I was Saturday night.
Good. I think, well, you know what? We'll save this.
We're going to save that, yeah.
Let's just keep moving on here. Really, honestly, though, defense played lights out, I thought. I mean, obviously, we gave up 6 points. But, Austin Peay got theirs. They had, for what they are, that level of play, my gosh, they've got a really good offense.
Yeah.
Good team.
Good team all the way around. And head coach is doing a good job.
Yeah. And I know people are laughing at that statement, but seriously, I mean, at that level of play, if you go in, I mean, like we said last week, they beat Middle Tennessee State. Not only beat them, like kind of killed them in their own place.
Yeah.
This first win against an FBS team since 1987. And so I think there's something to this Austin Peay team. Good on them, man. They came into Athens, played really hard.
That's right.
And but thankfully the Dawgs, the good guys, won in this matchup. Last but not least, let's talk about our special teams from last Saturday. Hey, it's really good to have Brett Thorson back. Not that we have to have him. It's obviously a luxury to have somebody like Brett Thorson. We're glad to have him back. But, he boomed some punts, and hopefully that's a weapon again this year for us.
Oh, it's going to be. And with where we're at right now, seeing where the offense is going to be, and close games, hostile environments like Tennessee is going to be huge to be able to flip field positions, pin opposing offenses back deep, man, and be able to let a defense like this eat and possibly cause some big turnovers. A short field for this offense to work with, hopefully. So, very excited to have Brett back. I know it's been a tough road for him coming back, so that was great to see him, and glad to have him another year.
Yeah. Also, you can kind of tell we are trying our best to just get Zachariah Branch in the position to take it to the crib on a punt return. I like that. I like that we're kind of setting up. We're not necessarily, hey, let's just field it kind of a thing. Like, we are setting up returns. And that's something you call on the sideline, right? Like your special teams coordinator, I don't even know who that is nowadays.
Yeah, I don't either.
But, they make that call. They make that decision whether or not, hey, let's just catch it. Let's just get good field position here, or do we want to return it? And like I said, I think we're starting to really set up those returns. And maybe that will pay off for us. Maybe it will pay off for us in Knoxville, Tennessee this week.
I hope so, man. Hey, we've had a history. We've had a history of returning punts in Knoxville, Tennessee, man. So, I mean, Zachariah Branch, the confidence he has out there in the punt return position, very excited to see what he does.
Yep. All right, Adam. Last but not least, the silver lining of this game, because I know there's a lot of negative Nancys out there. Here's what I love. I love the narrative. Right now, you get a lot of internal, Georgia's not good, like inside the Georgia bubble. And when I say Georgia bubble, I mean all of us fans plus the team included. Everybody's kind of doubting this team in the bubble, even out the bubble, outside the bubble. Oh, the national media, you're going to hear it all day, every day this week. Georgia, they're really struggling. Is Gunner really the guy? Is this offensive line really good enough? Yada, yada, yada. I love this narrative. And keep feeding it, baby. So that's what I say. Just
what Kirby Smart can work and improve upon in practice this week as well. Get this team motivated. No better motivator than Kirby Paul Smart. This team. And love where the Tennessee fans are right now, how excited they are. And I love where you see where Tennessee's been the past couple of weeks with Joey Aguilar, I think, playing above kind of expectation against lesser opponents. But still, I mean, I think they're confident in what they have offensively up there. So sets up well for the mindset going into Knoxville, man. And I'm excited, Clark, about it. And I'm just, right now, glass half full.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't think there's no reason not. In the sense of who Georgia's played the first 2 weeks, I think we should really evaluate where we're at and make our predictions going forward after what we see these guys do in their first road trip in Knoxville, Tennessee.
I like it. Guys have also experienced some adversity, right?
That's right.
And we got the win. You know, we didn't just yank our starters out in the third quarter. Now, that would have probably been nice, honestly, to have done that. But, you know, these guys, we keep saying this, they're young, man. They're so inexperienced across the board. I mean, half of our roster, something like that, underclassmen. That's a lot of guys.
Absolutely, man.
And a lot of these guys are playing. And so my point is, man, they got to experience some adversity, not necessarily fighting and scrapping from behind or anything, but, you know, trying to get this thing rolling, especially on the offense side of the football against Austin Peay. They had to go through some of that. And ultimately we came out with the win, but there's a lot that you can pull from and teach and correct this week with a win. And I like that. And then, you know, once again, just a reminder to everyone. Yes, we want to win every single game. I want to win every game. Josh Heupel, he wants to win every game. Joey Aguilar, all these guys, you know, Kirby Smart, everybody wants to win every game. But here's the thing, and you got to look at Ohio State last year. You know, they obviously had that horrible loss to Michigan, but it's about getting hot at the right time.
That's right.
And we just have to be hot at the right time. Exactly. And we just have to be one of the 12 remaining at the end of the season, top 12. That's our goal right there. You know, that's my goal for our team at least.
Oh, absolutely. And again, this team is going to click more and more as the season progresses, Clark, because of what you just talked about. The inexperienced guys are going to grow up. Guys are going to get more comfortable. Guys are going to find their role. Guys are going to gel. You're going to get the right group of guys along the offensive line, in the secondary that they're going to come into their own. And I'm fully expecting a Georgia loss this year at some point. I mean, I think that's where you got to shift your mindset now in this new world of college football, like you just talked about, Clark. So we're going to see what happens. I mean, you look at it, Georgia's outscored Tennessee 163-41 in Kirby's trips to Neyland Stadium since his first one in 2017. So, I mean, I think what I've been nervous about off season is we've lived a dream against Tennessee, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Florida, these rivals that you at least lost one of them per year back growing up. And now we've owned them. I mean, not only just beat them, but beat the brakes off of them year in, year out. And it's almost like at some point with how college football is now that you have to drop one, especially when you get all of them on a neutral site or away from Sanford Stadium. So it's going to be one of those things. Not saying yet that we're going to lose to Tennessee this weekend, but definitely you got to just kind of have a different focus going into this year that we talked about earlier in the preseason, man, and still very high on what this team could be at the end of the year. But definitely what we saw this Saturday, stuff that's going to have to be corrected, stuff that you're going to have to hopefully see different going into Knoxville this Saturday for sure on the offensive side of the football. And we're going to talk about that more next episode, what we got to do different, what we got to do to beat Tennessee. But it's the most exciting time of the year, one of the most exciting weeks of the year. Going to Neyland Stadium, man, and playing a Tennessee team who is going to be flying high. You get a chance to crush their hopes, Clark, and you get a chance to flip the narrative on this offense. That's what I'm excited about, is to see if when the lights are shining brightest, how some of these guys perform. So I encourage fans just to get excited, get behind number 14, man. Go into it with a half glass full expectation, because this guy still has a lot of dog in him, man, and a lot of respect from his teammates, and very just excited to see what he does in Neyland Stadium.
All right, Adam, let's move to the AP poll. We've got rankings this week, and let's discuss that. So at number 1, this is unchanged here. Ohio State received 57 first-place votes. Penn State at number 2. We've got LSU at number 3 still. I think that is also unchanged. Jumping to number 4, we've got Oregon after a huge win over Oklahoma State.
You don't talk smack to Dan Lanning.
No. Yeah, golly, man, he beat the brakes off them. Number 5, we got Miami. Jumping number 6, Georgia. Georgia fell from number 4 to number 6, probably because of that lackluster performance against Austin Peay, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Rankings really don't matter at this point in the season just yet. Number 7, we've got Texas, 8 Notre Dame, 9 Illinois, and 10 Florida State.
Yeah.
Wow. What a turnaround.
Florida State, big win against nobody in the sense that they won, 77-0. So another impressive Gus Malzahn offensive performance. And, you got all around the country, these teams putting up 60, 70 points against their FCS or lower-end FBS opponents. And good for them. Good for them. But, looking right now, Clark, who would you say is the best team in the country after 2 weeks?
Easily Ohio State.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Just most complete.
Matt Patricia, the new DC over there, and obviously you got guys like Caleb Downs running around, look to be very good, and we'll see as the season progresses what happens in Columbus, man. But right now, I'd be right there with you. The best team in the country after 2 weeks, and a small sample size is Ohio State.
Yeah, dang, there's a lot of football left to play, and a lot's going to change amongst these top 10 teams currently. A lot of teams are going to fall out of this. A lot of new teams are going to enter. So
that's right, man.
One of the teams that fell out of the top 10, Clemson, dropping to number 12.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Can't stand those guys. They almost got beat by Troy. Blake
Down
Newman,
16-0.
I know. Blake Newman and Hunter Wyatt up there with us during the rain delay. We were streaming that game and just cheering on the Troy Trojans.
Yeah, after they had the old K Club at pick 6 right there to make it 16-0, man. Gosh. So, every team right now really out there has a lot of stuff that you have question marks about. And I think that's just the new era of college football. I think quarterback play in general is off this year.
Yeah, so far. Oklahoma jumps to number 13. John Mateer, Adam. Kid looks pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just said quarterback play looks off this year, but in some instances, man, there have definitely been upgrades. One is in Norman, Oklahoma. I think Ben Arbuckle is a really good young offense coordinator, who is, I think Brent Venables got a good package deal with him and Mateer there. So Mateer definitely looks like he's a guy who could get it done with his legs, strong arm, man, and looked good against Michigan the other night. So watch out for Oklahoma and what they could do in the SEC this year as well, with the Brent Venables defense combined with what it looks like they have on offense this year in Norman. Oklahoma could sneak up and have some wins that, looking preseason that didn't look like they had much of a chance in, that they can make some noise in Norman.
Yeah. I want to say they have a pretty tough schedule, though. But, hey, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe even Oklahoma comes up and plays in Atlanta.
Teams. Absolutely.
I mean, they actually have a shot at Atlanta.
Who knows right now?
Yeah. It's the beauty of college football. Tennessee jumps to number 15 after their super impressive win against East Tennessee State. Good on them.
Riding high, man. Good on them.
Feeling really good. Obviously, we get College Game Day now because, Tennessee looks good. Georgia kind of looks like in wounded animal mode, and we know what happens when Georgia comes out in wounded animal mode. So
that's right.
This is setting up. I like how this is setting up.
I do too. I'm
still not feeling super great about the game, but once again, we'll save all these thoughts for our next episode. So once again, stay tuned for that. But let's go back to last week's games. We had our pick'em here internally on the episode.
Right.
We've got our pick'em league. How are you doing so far in that? You doing all right?
I think I had a better week this week. Rough week one.
Yeah,
rough week one.
Well, just a friendly reminder to everyone out there: you do get your worst week dropped.
Well,
right?
good.
So if you miss a week or you just bomb all your picks,
right?
Don't worry, your worst week gets dropped. All right, so the updated standings, Adam. I am at 11-3, and you are 7-7 on the season.
Smoking it, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
Well, you're catching up.
Yeah.
Closing the gap.
Got the Oklahoma one on you right there, but I think the rest of them we canceled out this past week.
Right. Yeah, so we both took Iowa State. Iowa State won 16-13 over Iowa, secured the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Is that what
that's right?
Yeah,
Cy-Hawk Trophy.
Pretty fun game. Didn't get to watch much of that, did you?
No, did not. Yeah. Did not.
Same thing with Ole Miss and Kentucky. I think this was kind of as we were out in Athens. Ole Miss won 30-23, a little bit closer than what I think the spread was. I think it was maybe 10.5 in favor of Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I thought Kentucky played a whole lot better. And like you just alluded to, we didn't get to watch much of the game, but looked like they, on the scoreboard, kept it a whole lot closer than I thought they would.
Yeah. We both took Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri ended up winning 42, Kansas 31. It looked crazy there for a little bit because I think Kansas was up in this game for a while.
Oh, it looked like it was a great game to watch.
Yeah.
As far as, just the electricity in the stadium, the pageantry, the hate that we talked about last episode of this traditional rivalry. It hadn't played since 2011. So I think it was a back-and-forth game until Missouri pulled away there towards the end.
We had USF
yes.
and Florida. This was great. I'm so glad we got this pick wrong. We both picked Florida, but we did say this game would be close. I put money on this one. This is part of my three-leg parlay. By the way, shout out to Chris Johnson. He helped me with that. I won $120, Adam, and this is how I guess my gambling addiction starts.
Yeah,
you're going to have to hold me accountable.
Yeah, if you hit on one, then you say, if I won $120 this week, I can win $500 the next week, and then I can win $500 that week. I can win $1,500 the next week, and then before you know it, you're just you're a degenerate gambler. Right?
Yeah.
So
But this was one of the games on my parlay, and I felt really, really confident that USF would cover. I did not think they would win outright necessarily. But dadgummit, if they didn't go in that place in the swamp, I'm not going to use that word. If they didn't go in that place and win it, man.
I love it, man. Former Tennessee offense coordinator Alex Golesh has done a great job with the South Florida Bulls. When Jeff Scott, one of Dabo's old guys, that as far as that, Dabo Swinney and his coaching tree has not been very successful so far, but the USF Bulls were one of the worst teams I think in the FBS when Jeff Scott was there, and when he was let go and Alex Golesh has took over that program now the past couple of years, has really done a good job building it, right? So started off the first 2 weeks of the year, great win over Boise State, kind of the favorite, I guess, media darling in the sense of the group of 5 schools to go to the playoff again like they did last year, and put a beat down on them, 27-point beat down to open up the year, and then they go in the swamp and beat Florida, man. If South Florida, I think they play Miami, they can afford to lose to Miami. But if they go and take care of their business the rest of the year, I think one of the top favorites, man, that you could see South Florida potentially in the college football playoff come December.
Yeah. That's not too far-fetched, Adam. Yeah. Actually, that's crazy to think about. But
and you will hear Alex Golesh's name circulating in games for Florida as potentially replacing Billy Napier at the end of the year as well.
Did you hear and see the Fire Billy chants walking of Florida fans? Man. They're chanting that out of the stadium.
They're fed up.
Yeah.
We can always be Florida people.
That is
goodness
true.
gracious.
Or Clemson.
I love it. I love it. Just keep them, and they need to extend them.
Oh, I agree. His buyout's just insane right now. It is unbelievable. I can't remember that exact numbers, but it's wild.
Good.
There's no way they would. Actually, I say that. Florida's got some money, man, but we'll see. USF, though, won that game 18-16. It was thrilling. Game-winning field goal there by USF's kicker. What's his name? Gramatica?
Martin Grammatica's son. So, and that's what I told you before that kick. I was like, I think, I might be mistaken, but I think Martin Gramatica is a Hall of Fame NFL kicker.
I think you're right. He played for
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, it makes sense why his son's at USF then. So, I was like, yeah, it's money. His last name's Gramatica.
Well, it's also an
right.
extra point. I could have gone out there and I say that. I don't know. I would have probably peed my pants being in the swamp, kicking a game-winning field goal, even if it were an extra point. You think 100%. I would? I don't know, Adam.
On the goal line, absolutely. Don't give yourself that much credit.
Now.
A Division I football game to win a game win? No, not even from an extra point position.
It'd be terrible. Oh, man. All right, this was another great game we picked. Arizona State at Mississippi State.
Huge win for Jeff Lebby.
Absolutely. Mississippi State pulls away 24-20. Just an amazing game. This was also part of my parlay here. Picked Mississippi State to, I picked them to win outright last week.
You did.
And, but Arizona State, man, they fought back. It was 17-0 really early there in the game, and then they stormed back and made it competitive, made it very close and fun game.
Yeah, I mean, a program that's faced a lot of adversity the past few years, man, and Jeff Lebby in his second year had a rough, 2-10 record, 0-8 in the SEC. So it's already matched his win total for the year in the second week of the year. Beat a team that won the Big 12 last year, almost beat Texas to go to the semifinals in the playoff last year. A playoff team in Starkville. You could just tell those fans were elated to get that win, and they rightfully celebrated like I think they should. I mean, they've been through a lot over there in Starkville. So I said, just have at it, man.
So you're in favor of not only rushing the field, but tearing down the goalpost after
If you were a Mississippi State fan and going through what they have the past 3 or 4 years, absolutely, man. Celebrate, enjoy it. If you've been stuck by their side as a diehard Mississippi State Bulldog, endured last year, I mean, the death, God bless him, of a beloved coach there.
Yeah.
The Zach Arnett experience, Jeff Lebby's first year, man, and going to Starkville at Davis Wade State. Or is that, which one's Davis Wade? Yeah, Davis Wade Stadium, and sat there and just watched beat down after beat down after beat down, and then go and beat a team like Arizona State, what they did last year, and ranked right at 10? Were they ranked 10?
I think 11.
11, yeah. So right on the cusp of being in the top 10, and you beat them at night in Starkville with a cow. Absolutely. Go have a good time. You
know what? You've talked me into it. Yeah. That's
college football, man.
That's college football.
That's pageantry. You get behind your team, and when they get a big win like that, it's a natural high. And some of those folks, it wasn't a natural high. It was a natural high combined with another
a few other
high, right? So, I mean, go out and have you a good time with that then. So, I'm happy for them.
My question is, you've been to Starkville. I've been to Starkville. Where did they take the goalpost?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to
out
ask.
In the middle of a cow pasture?
Yeah, I worked with a guy, old Seth Narowski, who went to Mississippi State, Mississippi State alum. He texted me after the game. He was excited about it, and he knows the Starkville area. So I have to talk to him and see where that goalpost could have wound up.
Guys, I hope y'all remember we play Mississippi State on the road. Yeah. Thank God it's a noon kick. But guys, I'm telling you, that's not going to be an easy.
Their quarterback looked good. Cole.
Yeah, he did.
They did.
Shaping.
So, I mean, Jeff Lebby, I think there's a lot of, it's not like they're going to just go 8-4, 10-2, I feel like. But as far as just taking that year 2 leap, what you want to see out of Jeff Lebby's program, man, I mean, already in week 2, you got to be excited about as a Mississippi State fan. So good on them, Clark. Good on them.
Sure.
Good on them.
Just break the pen. I think you broke the pen.
100% broke the pen.
Adam loves just taking a pen or a marker or both simultaneously and just hits the desk repeatedly. And then sometimes the pen just explodes.
Now, I'm ramped up now. I'll be honest with you. Kind of earlier in the episode, I was kind of with the Gunner Stockton talk. What I've been reading, I was just kind of down on that, man. I didn't really want to say anything bad about the guy because I mean, I'm red and black, just blinded glasses on my love for Gunner Stockton.
Well, that's okay. He's going to pull.
But I'm amped up now here.
Yep. All right, let's talk about Michigan at Oklahoma right quick. Oklahoma pulled it out 24-13. This was one of the most physical games I've watched in quite some time, Adam. They were knocking each other's heads off. And this was a really entertaining game if you watched it. I know we were kind of flipping back and forth from Arizona State and Mississippi State, but yeah, this was a good game. Fun to watch. John Mateer, the real deal. Bryce Underwood, the real deal. Yeah,
I think Bryce Underwood, man, is going to be very special. John Mateer already is going to be a tough out, I feel like, in the SEC this year. And big win for Brent Venables. Really needed that one.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a big uphill climb to have an out-of-conference loss going into a tough SEC schedule out of week 2 for Brent. So, especially with the hype they've kind of had with John Mateer coming in. So, I think they're right where they want to be, entering league play as well. So, I know it's a tough schedule, but another one of those teams, look out for. See what they do week in, week out. They're going to pop somebody they shouldn't for sure and gain a lot of momentum going forward, I believe.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, that wraps it up here for Row 60. If you've enjoyed this episode, we would absolutely love it if you left us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps grow this Georgia football community. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed. We're going to be posting a lot more content here this season for sure. Look out for that vlog that we're going to be posting.
That's right.
And we're going to show y'all the boots on the ground experience of what it's like to travel up to Knoxville, Tennessee, and to play the Vols. And just that is a wild experience. I'm telling y'all, you don't want to miss it. So make sure that you are subscribed to us on YouTube. And we're going to have a new episode out this Wednesday. Hopefully at 5 p.m., maybe a little bit later, just depending on when I can edit that thing. But it will be a Georgia versus Tennessee preview episode where we're going to break down, obviously, the Georgia-Tennessee game.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, man. Get a rival coming into it. We'll get some big emotion going into it. I'm ready for that, Clark. And this is one right now that I've told my wife, Kelsey, who plans on going to the game, and anybody that's going to this game in Neyland, it is going to be one of the most rowdiest environments that we've seen in Neyland. We're actually getting them early in the year where they still have some hope, right? So, I mean, back when we used to be playing them in November here the past few years up there, they've already kind of out of SEC contention. When I'm talking about playing them at Neyland, and they're just kind of hoping to upset Georgia, get a good just late season, just pat on the back, big W there. But now they're riding high. I think they're smelling some blood after looking at the Austin Peay performance and what Joey Aguilar's doing. So it's going to be a big-time environment, man. It's going to be fun going up there, and I'm ready for it. It's here. SEC football, cranking up. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, folks. Well, we have had a great show. Adam, you just wrap this thing up like you know how to do. Give us a little pep talk throughout this week. Help those negative Nancy's kind of overcome their negativity.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. In the sense of when we first went in Sanford Stadium Saturday, I didn't see the narrative coming out like it did. And obviously, I think people who are negative right now can rightfully be negative for what we've seen. But stay positive, man. The pieces are in place. I think some stuff is fixable. And just wait until this trip to Knoxville, Tennessee, before you just draw a conclusion on where this offense is going to be at, Clark. Just don't base off Austin Peay. Again, for the 5th time the past 2 weeks, it's never as good as it seems. There's never as bad as it seems against opponents like what we played the past couple weeks. The real test, the season starts in Knoxville this Saturday. That's what we're going to know what we have. Very high on this defense. Focus on the fact that this is going to be a very elite defensive front and another just strong Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann defense. Man, let's go break their hearts again in Knoxville, Tennessee, man. No better position to be in. I want them flying high. I want every opponent that Georgia plays, every rival, when we go into their stadium flying high, this is going to be the memorable game that they've spent all this money to go to. We're going to see their team finally beat Georgia, and for them just to get their hearts broken again. There's nothing better than, as a Georgia fan, than seeing a Tennessee fan get their heart broke with another letdown against the University of Georgia. This week is coming up. Can't wait to talk about it next episode. Wear your red and black. Get loud. It's time for Georgia, Tennessee this week. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!